Okay. To all the souls that's been picking on me, on my poor little fancy pants chainsaw, finally got the thing fixed. She's good. She's happy. She's a happy saw. So I'm getting ready to cut them a couple ash trees I can't get down there too. I'm gonna flop them up here so Brutus can root them out of here, is what I got in mind. I'm gonna set you all up somewhere where I don't smash the crap out of you. Oh. Alright, this bunch we're working on right now is family. I don't know how much they want me yakking about them on the YouTubes here, but they do support the YouTube channel and stuff. So Bernie and Paul, I'll just leave it at that. Bernie and Paul, thank you so much for being so sweet to us. You guys is really good to us. What's going on in this job is we're actually quite a ways in this job. I've not recorded much on this job because it's been so stressful. These guys have done such a good job of managing this forest that there's very few spots I could even catch my breath. And the reason being is there's the regrowth in this place is unreal. When they got this property, it had the crap logged out of it before they got it. Somebody tried to get the dollars off of it and then sold it, type of thing. And they come in and they've been doing TSI in Praxton Forestry ever since they've owned it. And now it's just time. It's supposed to be like a cleanup operation. It kind of grows a little bit more than that, but in this, getting in here and cleaning things up and stuff like that, and taking out some of the wood and some of the trees that are ready to go. Stuff like that. It is so stressful because of the regeneration these guys have got in this place. It's unreal. I've never worked in woods this claustrophobic. But we got some steep ground here we're working, steeper land ground here, and I'm doing some hand cutting and stuff like that, so I finally got a break to where I could do some playing around. And pudding is still not quite right, but it's getting better. It's mostly due to the fact that pudding's not a new saw, and I'm not the most experienced chainsaw expert, so it's a little bit of me learning, a little bit of pudding being antiquated. But it's getting better. It's getting better, and I'm learning a lot. So I basically wanted to work on pudding so I could learn from it. But hope y'all like it. Well, this is a cool little spot. There's a waterfall and stuff up there. It's been, it don't look bad on camera, but it's a pretty steep little spot. I'm gonna cut that ash tree over here. I'll set y'all up where you can watch him make a splat. Pudding is running great. I'm so proud of Pudding. I know we've had our, I know we've had our trouble with Pudding here, but I figured my problem out. Now, I will say this. Learning what I now know, advancing that timing has given Pudding a stutter when you take the load off. Now listen to it bark when I cut this tree, and you can hear, I don't know what I advanced it. I'm assuming 13 degrees. I just did a hillbilly number on it. But when you let off the pressure on the chain, you can hear a little stutter in there. I don't know what that means. It don't affect me none, it don't bother me none, because when you put her under full load, she leans out and boy, she cuts. This thing eats for a hillbilly build. But I'm just saying this, not trying to sound braggy or not trying to sound like a know-it-all, but I put like no thought into it and rebuilt it. I'm not advising you to, if you care about your saw and stuff like that, but I didn't want to send a saw off. I didn't want a good saw repairman
I forget old boy's name from North Carolina, and or Iron Horse out west. I didn't want to involve anybody that was intelligent and had stuff to do. You know, I didn't want to weigh somebody down with my pool mess. But I love my saw, and it probably wouldn't work for rebuilding to a lot of people, but I wanted to fix it up. And I'm nothing but happy with it. I want to tell you right now, I'm tickled pink with my pool. What a saw. Boy, it's hectic out here today. We're working up here on our family here, and it's kind of suburbia type of thing. Or it's no, I don't know what you call it. It's one of them deals where you got a shared road and all that stuff, and so we're using Tiny to keep the dragging and skidding off because this is people's houses back here. So we're trying to stay off the road with any dragging or anything like that. So Tiny's covering that territory, and we're kind of logging around in different. There he goes through the gate there. That's the gate heading back to the yard back in there where we're going. Good job, Stevie. I tell you what, these guys I work with, I love the crap out of them. They are smart men at this stuff. Whitey is all fixed. Everything's good on Whitey. We're getting along great with Whitey. We're going to name the new service truck. We figured it out. I forgot who the commenter is, and I got to watch this power line up here because there's a power line right above me. But there's a commenter said that the truck reminded him of a paddy wagon that the cops use to for big bus. I thought, you know what? And then Calvin, my son, takes after his mother. He picks on his dad all the time. And he said, he always calls me Daddy Patty. Gets to picking on me like I'm a little kid. And he goes, oh, poor Daddy Patty. And he'll pat me on top of the head because he's a big bully, really. And I got to thinking, since Calvin calls me Daddy Patty all the time and picking on me, because he takes after his mother, she just picks on everybody. Total, not a people person. So since Calvin picks on me and calls me Daddy Patty, looks like a paddy wagon, I thought best thing to name the truck, Patty. So that's the name of the new service truck, is going to be Patty. So Patty's doing good, Whitey's doing good. Everything's doing okay. Roger's AC took the fritz this morning because it had a loose connection, drawing too many amps, and blowed a fuse, popped a fuse. Derek and Roger's down there. Big Daddy's on the steep ground where I cut that big tree here yesterday. Skidding the steep ground up with a bulldozer, feeding it 2 grapple skidders. So things are rolling pretty smooth. And Bernie, being a sweetheart, he's making us lunch today. Yeah, 50%. What do they call that? The thing at Walmart, the slasher or whatever? Yeah, fly slasher. Took the price slasher of this tree, it's 50% off. I didn't cut the top out of it, but I left the stem. He messes with me too. I don't know why they pick on me, torment me. Boy, I tell you one thing about Tiny, it can make a lot of wood move in a hurry. He's like a kid in a candy store playing on that thing. Oh yeah? They have 2 skidders on me. They are eating me up. Ground lays like crap, cutting slow, aggravating. And them boys making good drags like that, making them count. It's adding up.
getting ready to have more saw trouble, and I'm going to show it. Now, I'm going to look like about a 3-year-old with a chainsaw. I'm going to look like somebody that just started to run saw. So those experienced timber cutters, just trust me, I've cut timber for years, but I'm hanging on to an old junky saw. It's a good saw. It's been a good saw for a lot of years, and I won't give up on this saw. Well, the saw rides on the front of Brutus. It gets dinged up. Things don't go right, and I won't give up on this saw. Number one, I don't cut timber full time anymore, and I'm not buying a new saw for that. Number two is I get sentimental. So, and Brutus locked up a while back, and I rebuilt it, which is the first saw I ever rebuilt, and it didn't go quite right because the rebuilding work is fine. I'm sure not good, but fine. But I got this cockamamie ideas. I want to advance the timing. Well, that I'm sure there was tools and stuff you're supposed to use. Well, I just spun the flywheel forward a little bit. Went, that's about 13 degrees. So my timing's advanced way too far. Saw runs like crap. And the carburetor that's on it is a new carburetor. Put a new carburetor on it because my old carburetor was half junk. And you got to put blue Loctite on your idle screws. If you don't, they'll just back right back out. Because the way the idle screw on a Husky works, it's built to screw back for the throttle linkage to screw it back out. So, and there, just kicked my chain off because I matched my other cut. I'm like, son of a bug. I had a 63 thousandths bar on this thing and chain, and I started to fall in love with it. Well, I got in a damn pinch the other day and screwed up my bar, so I'm backed up 50 thousandths, and I hate it. This saw is too much saw for a 50 thousandths chain. I've learned that the hard way over the years. They get wallered out easy. On a 28-inch bar and stuff like that, they just get wallered out too easy, and they get to walking on you. And they stretch quicker and stuff like that, and it don't hold up. 50 thousandths chain just ain't gonna hold up on a decent 395. So I've been running, just getting started and dabbling with the 63 thousandths gauge, and I'm really starting to fall in love with it. But I don't cut all the time anymore, full time anymore, so it's hard to. Now what happened there is when I kicked the chain off and put a burr on it. I have no tools. All I got is my tater tool. So I know, people that's got experience going, why don't you take your damn bar loose and fix the chain? And, well, I don't have the wrench, bub. I was just coming down here to cut this tree and a lime tree. Which I did awesome on the lime tree because it was leaning backwards and I fell it forward with no tools also. I just did a swinging Dutchman on it. And also when I first started my saw up, somehow I got my daggone pull rope tied in a knot. So I only got about 18-20 inches of pull rope. And now I'm trying to get my chain running on this stupid bar without burning my clutch back out. Or burning my clutch out, excuse me. And I got a burr on it, it won't roll. But if I get the chain to roll, if I get it to where the clutch will kick in and it'll roll it over, just one half a turn, I know it'll follow the burr off and go. And I don't care about the bar or the chain. I'm just running this bar and chain till I get my 60 thousandths. Give me my 60 thousandths bar back. 63 thousandths, excuse me. Those of you running large saws, 58 thousandths and 63 thousandths bar and chain, I'd say we're running these 50 thousandths gauge, and they no. On Kate, 50 thousandths gauge works fine on Kate, but I've learned the hard way, not on 395. Go up on your gauge because it ain't worth the struggle. Trust me, been there, lived through that freaking years ago. But those of you watching me skeptically, you're gonna be like, well, I ought to listen to an idiot that can't even get a saw to run. I about got this burr worked out. And that's another thing I'm the type of guy, once I tear into it, it's going to happen. I'm going to cuss. I'm going to throw fit. I'm going to throw a little 2-year-old temper tantrum if it gets real bad. But it's going to go. It's going to go. If I tie in this son of a buck, this tree is going. I promise you. There ain't no I can't or I quit or none of that crap in my... That don't exist in my daggone vocabulary. Come on, Puddin'. Come on, Puddin'. Get that chain spinning. But since this, I promise you, since this, I have fixed my saw. I fixed my timing back, and that changed everything. And I just yesterday, I'm making this video. Just yesterday, I got my blue Loctite on my idle adjustment screw on my carburetor, and it works good. Up. When I struggle, that's what I show. They always say guard your reputation. Guard your reputation with your life. That's what I've always been told. My reputation ain't to be the best. My reputation is to be honest. And out of honesty, I show you all my mistakes. Tests you take and stuff, when you get bad answers, when you get the wrong answers, it's a bad thing, shunned upon, whatever. But in life, in reality, the mistakes is how you learn. If you don't make mistakes, you're not learning. Simple as that. So in the real world, they don't match that stuff. So when you're trying to cover up your mistakes and you try not to celebrate your mistakes, man, you can't learn. It suppresses you to where you can't learn.
that's one of the reasons I show my mistakes, because I'm not going to hide them. When I make a mistake, you all be the first to know. So, and I intend to keep it that way. So when y'all are watching my stuff, yeah, I don't look like the fanciest pants around probably, but I am the most honest pants is what I'm trying to be. And that is the reputation I'm guarding, not perfection. So have a good one. Later on.